members of a bridge. The long logs are tied together with rope. The sections are then assembled into place and pushed out across the stream. In a short time, the river is spanned and the outfits are on their way. A great deal of attention is paid to teaching engineers to improvise in the field, or, whenever possible, be prepared for any tactical situation that might come along. But the engineer's handiwork is just a prelude to a mock attack, capturing a village. The whole operation takes place under enemy fire. These Chinese soldiers used the same methods developed by our armies in World War II, when they streamed across the densely populated cities of Europe. It's a quick dash for the protection of a doorway. There's a special technique to house fighting. Once again, it involves that important ingredient known as teamwork. Cover another man while he moves forward. And then be covered on the advance to the objective. The MAG effort extends into every phase of training the Nationalist soldiers. Officers are given the details of the radar detection system now in effect around the island. This protection from surprise attack is considered one of the first lines of defense for America. In addition to the quick warnings of the radar network, other means of communications include an efficient teletype system. Machines have been adapted for use by the Nationalist forces. To keep the messages secret, special code room practices have been devised. They are based on Chinese characters which cannot be easily broken down into code groups. And there are other protections coming in constantly. At a Nationalist Air Force base on Formosa, U.S. Ambassador Carl L. Rankin and Major General William C. Chase, chief of the MAG mission, are on hand to welcome the arrival of increased power for the forces allied against the communists. Sleek swept-wing F-86 Sabre jets which streak into a Formosan airfield to bolster Free China's air strength. These latest type jet fighters become part of the Nationalist defense under provisions of the United States Mutual Defense Assistance Program. They can match anything that the communists put into the skies. The Chinese pilots who will fly them are trained in America and will now be equipped with the best fighter in the East. The changing of the guard on a lonely beach on an island in the Pacific has great meaning for the free nations of the world who stand committed to act against aggression. In the shadow of the constant threat of attack, members of the United States Army Military Assistance Advisory Group are in a race against time, lending American knowledge and materials to a small fighting army which will not be bent to the doctrine of the communist horde. to keep the flag of free nations flying over Formosa, the front line of freedom.
As the bullies of communist China wave their red flag of aggression in the east, an attempt to disrupt the peace and harmony of the free world, our army continues its work on Formosa, helping the Chinese nationalists to become a useful addition to the total pool of strength, alert against communism. This is Sergeant Stuart Queen. Be with us again next week at this same time for another look at your Army in action on The Big Picture.
The Big Picture is a weekly television report to the nation on the activities of the Army at home and overseas. Produced by the Signal Corps Pictorial Center. Presented by the United States Army in cooperation with this station. You too can be an important part of the big picture. You can proudly serve with the best equipped, the best trained, the best fighting team in the world today, the United States Army.